We don't have an order, you just can't vote on it.
Without, no, it's Brown Act law, Dr. Melnick, without a quorum, they cannot hold the meeting. Period, end of story. They can't discuss any issue within the jurisdiction of the neighborhood council without a quorum. Because, you know, the problem becomes, if I can explain it simply, the committee has 5 members, so in order to hold a meeting, they need 3 members of the committee here. If they only have 2 members and a discussion is held and a consensus is made, now you have a serial violation because you have a minimum majority discussing an issue and coming to a consensus. So nothing really can be discussed at the meeting, and this is why you have to have the 3 in order to be able to call the meeting to order. Now, you know, they can do what they want to do. I just need to make my point because I believe this is a Brown Act law point that needs to be adhered to.
All right, well, let's do this. Dave Bovee should be here in a minute. So we'll go ahead and hold on for just a couple of minutes, if that's okay with you.
No problem.
Apologize
No problem.
for there's not being here, and we'll wait a couple of minutes. And then when we do start, if you can go ahead and present your concerns again, that'd be okay?
Regarding what?
The ones you just made.
I don't have to represent them. If Mr. Bouvet comes up as an ex officio board
Okay.
member of the committee, you will then have a quasi-quorum, I suppose, but you'll have to let him make that call whether he still counts towards making the quorum because he's not a committee member per the agenda.
All right, we'll give it
So-
5 more minutes, if that's all right with everybody.
Sure.
Maybe we'll get a few more people here, and that would be good also.
Now, I can suggest that if in the event you are unable to obtain the quorum, you can go ahead and let the people make their presentation. I'll go ahead and record it. Wouldn't be able to discuss it or take action on it, but at least you could have the recording and it could be rebroadcast to the board on Thursday so that the board could discuss it and make any determination at that time.
And if it's helpful, what we're going to show you today actually doesn't technically require anything, because we won't be asking for anything that has to go to a formal hearing. This is more of just an informational.
Yeah, so I don't really see a problem with discussing anything. We're not making a recommendation.
Right.
This is just a discussion, and I don't see why this meeting should be held up in any way, shape, or form. Because we're not making a decision.
Doesn't matter, it's the discussion.
I think we should go forward.
Discussion period, any discussion would not be in line.
Well, that was 8-7.
Are you?
Good. Do you have any agendas or anything?
Yeah, on the table over there.
I think even Mr. Summers would agree with me.
Never agree.
Well, sometimes we do, Jim. You know, at issue here is they don't have a quorum. So can they take a presentation and discuss it or not?
There's no decision being made. We're simply
We're not
reviewing.
just-
Just asking. It's kind of hard on people that come here, you know, and not listen.
Not
but
have a
I'm-
discussion. I have no problem with it whatsoever.
You can't vote on anything.
No, we're not voting on anything.
It's just education.
This is just simply a discussion. We have a meeting, we have an agenda. We're not making any recommendations. We're simply reviewing.
You don't have a meeting till you have a quorum. And you don't have a
As
quorum.
far, I mean, you have to have a quorum to open the meeting. You know, I know they've done things like discussions, but then your discussion, it turns into discussions and contacts.
That's all.
Call up your city attorney, Darren Martinez.
But what's the problem in discussing?
You now have a quorum, you can get started.
So there's no apologies.
No, okay.
Big discussion here.
All right, we'd like to go ahead and start this meeting of the Granada Hill South Neighborhood Council Plum Committee meeting. We're going to be starting at 7:15. We'll do a call to order. I'm the chairperson. Cindy Wu Friedman is not going to be available today. My name's John Solitos. Brad Smith.
Here. My apologies.
Maria Fisk.
Here.
Don Graham will not be here. At this time, we're going to start with public comment. And this is for the community and the public to comment on any items that are not on the agenda. Is there any public comment?
Seeing none?
Okay, seeing none. The first item that we have on the agenda is the Granada Hills Village presentation. Do you want us to start with that, or to hold you for a little bit?
Sure, we're happy to start.
You want to start?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you could introduce yourself.
Sure. So, hello everyone, thanks for having us. My name is Nick D'Argenzio. This is Aaron Saltzman and John Inhofe. We're with Regency Centers. We're actually here just to present what we're working on. There's no vote required. We're not asking for anything specifically, but we are in the planning phase of a little bit of remodel work at Granada Hills Center. And so Regency Centers, just as an update, Regency Centers is a shopping center owner. We own approximately 30 centers in Southern California, and a couple in the San Fernando Valley. And we have, as many of you know, we remodeled the Granada Village Center in 2012. And one thing that we pretty much remodeled everything in the shopping center except for one thing, and that was the KFC building. So that's really the only area that we're focusing on now. And here's a close-up of the area, KFC. KFC building, it was built in the 70s, very long-term lease, and the lease is expiring, and the tenant has decided they will be leaving. And so, if any of you have eaten there recently or been to that part of the center, the drive-through is a very awkward drive-through, and it's a very old building as well. So, we would like to correct the situation and replace the building. And so we have done our due diligence with the city, and we have a couple of schemes that we think work, and we just wanted to present those to you and allow you to look at it and know what's coming down the pipeline.
Great.
So I'll pull up a couple of the schemes that we have. And Aaron can discuss in detail the types of tenants and retailers that are actually looking at this.
So right now, I mean, we're in the early stages, but the interest that we're getting are from, better quality